I am joined today by Jonathan Kramer of Progressive Payment Solutions and Progressive Capital Resources. Jonathan, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Now listen, we're going to talk about your businesses and a couple other topics, but I want to hear a little bit about, as a young man, you took to the high seas and joined the Merchant Marine and sailed on some large vessels, and there's some great stories there. I want to hear a little bit about that.
You grow up very quickly out there, that's for sure. I mean, I'm a young 15-year-old kid working on, freighters and oil tankers and doing adult work. It wasn't like a summer job where you're, they relied on you to work. It was real work, and it was hard work. It was manual labor and hard work. So you grow up very, very quickly out there. You learn how to survive in the world and make money. It was also a fantastic experience. I traveled to Russia, Germany, Belgium, Holland, Sweden, all over South America, North America.
Wow.
I was pretty well traveled by the time I was 18.
Fascinating stuff. I mean, it's never mind being a young man, a young teenager and having that experience, but just the act of being out at the high seas, most people don't do that. I mean,
I would say most people don't do that.
Yeah, well, their version of that is taking a cruise. And that's not what you did.
Yeah, no, that wasn't what I did.
So let's talk about your two companies, Progressive Payment Solutions and Progressive Capital Resources, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me briefly about each of those businesses? Go ahead.
So Progressive Payment Solutions is a credit card processing company, and we've been around for approximately 15 or 16 years. And it's been an interesting ride for the most part. But right now, it's a very exciting time in the credit card processing business, if there is such a thing as an exciting time in the credit card processing business, because now gives the business owner an opportunity to save quite a bit of money. And what I mean by quite a bit of money, a business owner can now save up to 100% of their credit card processing costs by a pricing platform called cash discounting. Basically, what that does is the business owner can pass the credit card processing fees along to their customer in a legally and federally compliant manner. There are a couple of caveats to that. Number one being that you have to have full disclosure to your customer. And number two, you have to use federally compliant equipment or software.
Right. Now, these are two very important points.
Yes. You cannot, as a business, decide on your own to add a fee. And where the legality comes in is you are not allowed to profit on that fee. So we do it on your behalf or on the business's behalf.
And that's clean and clear and leaves no room for speculation on the customer side or the retailer side.
That's correct.
You're handling that clearly. So now let's bridge it to your other side of the world here with PCR, right? Progressive Capital Resources.
Right.
Tell me about that line of work and how you're connecting it to Progressive Payments.
Sure. Progressive Capital Resources was actually born out of Progressive Payment Solutions. As we got into the business, we were getting requests not for small amounts of money. We were getting requests for quite significant amounts of money. But to be clear, that business is really for businesses that cannot go to a bank. If you have a business that is bankable, then we're not the ones you want to speak to.
Well, listen, what's bankable has been a question over the years, especially after the Great Recession.
Sure.
And certainly we'll see what the fallout of the pandemic will be from the financial sector side.
Yes.
So you're probably positioned in a good place. So please continue. So non-bankable businesses?
Non-bankable businesses or businesses that need a facility over and above what a bank may offer them. And what we've done is we've gone out and we have formed relationships with various types of lenders, any type of lender that you could possibly think of. And when a business comes to us, we would sit down with them, discuss, what their needs are, how much they need, when they need it, what they're going to use the money for. And then we go to market and leverage our relationships and hopefully bring not only one opportunity to the table, but multiple opportunities to the table for a business to get the capital they need to grow.
I'm going to shift gears. I'm interested in your work with your family members in the business. Your two sons work with you in these two companies.
Yes.
Tell me what that's like, both the challenges and the positives. Tell me about that.
It's probably a little bit more difficult to be a boss slash dad. I mean,
Sure.
it's hard to kind of make that distinction at times.
Sure.
And most of the time I cave and I'm dad. But I'll be honest with you. But, you know, as I said, I mean, things have been going pretty well so far.
Yeah.
And look, they've only been with me for a couple of years, 2 and 3 years, respectfully, between the two of them.
Sure.
And it takes a while to build a foundation, but they've been very, very productive. They've learned a lot, and they have absolutely become master networkers. I had them networking with me professionally since they've been about 15 years old. I would bring them to networking meetings, ABA in particular, and I introduced them to networking and learning how to leverage their relationships.
Well, perfect segue. Let's speak about ABA. You're a member of the American Business Associates Business Development Group. Tell me about that group and what business networking and development means for you.
Sure. I've actually been a member of ABA probably for 16 years. I think I joined just before I actually got into the credit card processing business. Although I probably have been networking my whole life, I'd never networked professionally before, and this gave me a very strong venue to network professionally, leverage relationships, and build business. And ABA has been a very, very viable networking organization for me throughout the time I've been in the credit card processing business and the alternative lending business. And it's been a huge help in developing business. Very, very important to me.
You know, look, you have a fascinating background.
Well, thank you.
You know, from your current businesses to your young years at sea. It's really interesting. And thanks for coming in today to the studio and telling us more about what you do.
Thank you very much, Brian. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.